Alright, welcome to this Way of the Warrior edition of UFC 127. Lawrence, this is Sean. We're going to review 127 and go over the matches. So the first match we're going to start off with is the main event. BJ Penn, former welterweight and former lightweight champion, versus Jon Fitch. This was a pretty interesting match, exciting match. BJ Penn switched things up a little bit, started shooting for the takedown, and I think for the surprise element that worked for the first round, but I think he should have went back to his game, to his his usual style of fighting and his usual game plan. But as we saw, BJ Penn eventually just got worked in that last round, and he didn't have any defense at all. What was your take on the fight?
Yeah, he caught everybody off guard with that, going for the takedown early. I thought he should have tried to jab a little bit, take advantage of his striking. And because it worked in his favor that it was 3 rounds instead of 5 rounds.
Right, yeah.
So it caught everybody off guard. BJ Penn, he's just a competitor. And I think he just thought that he could maybe just beat Jon Fitch at his own game. And he ended up... he ended up paying for it in the last round, where he was just pretty much winded. It was almost like deja vu against St. Pierre.
Yeah. Now, the crazy thing at the end of this fight, the judges scored it. What was it, like 29-28 Fitch, and then
2 draws.
Yeah, 2 draws. That was, I don't know.
Another episode of the Las Vegas Commission.
Yeah, that was just crazy.
I don't know. I guess I don't know who's there in Australia.
Typically, they just for any of the UFC pay-per-views or their fight nights, or actually any of them, they typically have boxing judges. So they're not official
just UFC
mixed martial arts judges. And to be honest, I don't think there's any entity or MMA judging or officiating body. So they always have to sort of use boxing judges or judges with boxing background.
Mm-hmm.
But
they need to get rid of them.
Yeah, they do. They really do, and they need to come up with some sort of governing body that trains officials to strictly judge, just like straight up MMA events. But yeah, it was poorly judged. I'm sure if you talked to Herb Dean, that ref, that he would have said that Jon Fitch clearly won that match.
Yeah.
But
see, I think it was like 10-8 the third round for Fitch.
Mm-hmm.
BJ Penn won the first round.
Right.
And I said the second round, I would have gave that to Fitch 10-9. I guess it could have went either way.
Right.
But I overall thought Fitch should have won that fight. I would have scored it maybe 29-28.
Mm-hmm.
Like the last, I think it was the last judge that had him 29-28. But Fitch won that. He won that fight, man.
Yeah, and much props to BJ Penn, because he admitted as much that he didn't win the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So the big question for him is, it seemed like he was ready to retire, perhaps, whether he won or lost. But the way this outcome came out, he was just like, psh.
Yeah, I kind of figured he was done after that Frank Yeager.
Yeah.
After the series with him, he wasn't the same anymore. I think he lost something, and his last chance was really moving up to 170.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Matt Hughes fight, and he was knocking him out in the first round. That kind of got him pumped up.
Yeah,
maybe there was still some juice left in his career, but I think it's kind of dwindling down. I think it's probably over now. They'll probably fight again. I think the fact that it was a draw, like you mentioned before, I think they'll fight again, and maybe one more time, because after this fight, St. Pierre's fight, he'll probably fight Anderson Silva anyway, later this year. So, so the belt will probably be up for grabs. Fitch probably fight him one more time, and then fight for the title.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing with a lot of the fighters in the 155 division and 170 division. It's like they're between like a rock and a hard place, because you got Frankie Edgar, who's the current champion, and even though he can be beat, I mean, he hasn't had a long title defense so far. It's only been just a couple fights, but they got to go up against him, and he's pretty good all around. Or you got to face GSP, who, you know, he admitted on the Jim Rome show, it's like he fights out of fear. You know what I'm saying? He'll just do whatever it takes to win. He don't care if it's boring or, you know, if the fans don't like it. He's gonna do what he has to do to win, and he has the tools and the skills and athleticism to keep the belt for a very, very, very long time. So, so I can understand BJ Penn wanting to, you know what I'm saying, just retire and just sail off into the sunset.